And welcome to Off the Rails. A little late today. We've been considerably derailed.
Yeah,
Time-wise, and I'll take responsibility for that. Some of that.
some is mine though too. I mean, we were late, straight up.
We're gonna have a production meeting later about our time, about our schedule.
A PD,
Yeah, we're gonna have a
P and a D, production in the department meeting. Yeah, producer was on time.
Producer was on time.
Yeah,
You know what's not on time? Our radio studio, because it's like been disassembled.
yeah, for sure. You know what else isn't?
I wonder what percentage of that I could get. I wonder if we could do the math on like all the different things that have kind of gone wrong, and like if I could get some money back for my tuition. Well, we went home. We canceled class 6 times. The radio studio was not ready for 5 months. We didn't. What else? Should I stop?
No,
Is there a dollar value?
I would say probably about a. I would say given the mental damages done, if we're looking at it like from like a kind of like lawsuit type situation, it's probably like about a trimester's worth, so like maybe 10 G's.
I'm down, dude. That would be
And just call it.
life changing.
You don't have to call it like, oh, here's your money back. Here's a scholarship. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about just not paying for the last trimester, and then when they like reach out, because I'm already signed up for the classes, so they can't borrow me from that. When they reach out, just be like, oh, just consider it a gift from you guys to me, and it can be a scholarship, hard earned, hard. You know what I'm saying?
I do. You know what I do when I'm sitting here? I coil.
And then you
Chords.
ask why the chords are broken.
Yeah, but this is the right way to do it. So we learned in sports event production. Is that what it was called?
Yeah. Building your
Did you ta-
lasso,
you didn't take that.
Wonder Woman. No. Wait, time out. Before we get way too off the rails, I just want to say R.I.P. to one of the best, if not the best. Many consider him the best.
Kimbo.
Kimbo Slice, obviously. Obviously, Kimbo Slice. No, Muhammad Ali and Kimbo Slice. It's been a tough year already. The past couple of years have been very tough in terms of, celebrity status people passing away.
Yes, it is too bad about Muhammad Ali. Have you ever seen
Ali?
that documentary? I have. That
With Will Smith?
No, I have not seen that. But I mean, like one of those documentaries. I think there was one on ESPN. They did a 30 for 30 on his fight with Joe Frazier, I think. Did you see that?
Yeah. That was like his last one you're talking about?
I believe so.
Yeah, that was like disturbing to watch because he looked bad.
But he won. But
No.
Frazier pounded him. And that was what Frazier said, that's why he had Parkinson's.
Oh, because he pounded him?
Yeah.
No, I saw a different documentary. It was like literally like one of his last fights.
Oh.
He didn't win it. And like he should have like retired. It was one because he lost like I think his last 4 fights, and it was like one of those where like there's just videos of him training and him talking to people, and you could see that he had like already slowed down so much, and like you could tell from afar that something was wrong. And it was it was kind of scary to watch.
I haven't seen the ending of his career with the fights. Yeah, it looks like he did lose his last couple fights. He was 39. That's pretty old to be out there, right? Slugging away.
Yeah, very. And after taking 3 years off.
He lost 3 of his last 4. And yeah, he didn't fight for a couple years. The thing I saw was when he was I think it was the Thrilla in Manila, which was the 3rd fight with Frazier. And when he was just taunting him like crazy, turned everyone against Frazier.
Wait, which was the one in the jungle?
The Rumble in the Jungle?
Was
that was George Foreman.
That was Foreman?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought that was Frazier for some reason. I get my F's mixed up. Because he did that there. He got there like months early to train, and he like learned the local language, and he learned how to say Ali kills him. And he had everybody chanting
Right. I didn't know he had instigated that. I thought they were just doing that.
No, he was there training for like I think over 3 months. I was like, do you? And he could take a hit. That's what Foreman was saying. Foreman was like, I hit him as hard as I could, and Ali looked at me and said, "Is that all you got?" And Foreman was like, yeah, that's all I got." So
Wow. There was something I read. I don't remember who he was fighting, but the guy he was fighting kept calling him Clay or Cassius Clay, and he refused to call him Ali.
yeah,
And then Ali was pounding him, and he kept saying, "What's my name?"
that's
I wonder. You think that's where that originated?
Oh my god, that's so awesome. That is like legitimately badass.
Right?
That's some real stuff right there. Oh, damn. I'm going to take that. If I'm ever in that position where I'm just beating the living daylights out of somebody, I'm going to be like, what's my name?
Because it's not like you're playing ball or doing something else. I mean, you're fighting, right?
Yeah.
So there's no other. You can't take it to another level of, like a competition.
Murder.
Well, I mean,
All right.
not really.
Okay. Maybe.
So when you're saying that to someone when you're boxing, it's like full ownership.
Oh, yeah, dude. He owns them.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Okay.
But one of the things that we just wanted to revisit is how someone like Ali would, excuse me, how his persona would translate in the modern world, if you will, with his comments. Many of them were controversial, I'll say.
Yeah. And on top of that, he was cocky. You know, and I think that he was cockier in the ring than he was outside of the ring. I feel like he was actually like a very genuinely nice person outside of the ring, but when it came to fighting, he was like, yeah, I'm the best. You know, I'm the greatest. I think that's totally okay. And that's, I think, a mentality that you should have going in. But, like, I think it was harder to be a black athlete then than it is now. But I still think that he would take, like, a lot of flack. We're talking about dodging a draft. If he dodged a draft now, which, you know, wouldn't happen. And especially because I don't even think the thing would be that he was Muslim. Because that's the hot issue right now.
Yes.
And it's unfortunate, but that's what it is.
It is, and I think there's a lot of different things that make it different because of the context. I mean, he converted to Islam, right? And then, you know, it wasn't tied to violence like it is now.
Well, at the time it was tied to, I believe, the political movement.
Right, it was the Black Panthers and all that stuff, right?
Yeah. I'm spacing on his
Nation of
name.
Islam. Louis Farrakhan?
No. Oh, God.
Martin Luther King?
No. Other guy.
Malcolm X?
Malcolm X, thank you. It was connected to Malcolm X. I think they talked a lot, and then he converted, based on, you know, talking to him. So I feel like it was still, like, rooted in something like that, where, like, back then people would probably hate it, aka white people. And, I don't know. I still think he would be more well received today, just straight up.
I don't know. I feel that the machine of the government and corporate America to make sure that everyone loves the army and vilifies anyone who's anti-war or anything like that, I think it would be tough. I think that anyone doing that now would really have a hard time, especially with the Twitter trolls of the world, the court of public opinion. If someone said they weren't going to serve because of their beliefs, they get crushed. And I'm sure that's, as we discussed, that happened to him back then.
Yeah.
But even with my homework assignment for this morning about damage control in social media with Mashard Mendenhall tweeting about 9/11 and Bin Laden.
Yeah.
And he basically said, you know,
That was a bad moment for Mendenhall.
I
think
it was. However, and this is what I tried to argue in my thing at 1 in the morning when I was writing this. So who knows if it's coherent? Basically, the Steelers and so basically, whenever you see the beginning of a sporting event, or specifically a NASCAR race, they always have the invocation and thank you for the military for providing us the freedom to blank, to do whatever, right?
Yeah.
So within that freedom is the freedom of speech. So Mendenhall, makes these comments, and then the Steelers say, "Oh, well, we support our military. We don't know what Rashard's talking about." And then Champion dropped him, like, "We support this and that." And it's like, okay, well, you support the military fighting for our freedoms, but our freedom of speech is a core aspect of that. So you can't then say, "Oh, well, we support the military fighting for freedom of speech," but you can't say what you want if you work for us.
Well, that's what happens when you work for a private company and things like that. And that's just having a job in general, I feel like, which sucks, You kind of lose as soon as, and they've said it, as soon as you walk into a school, you've lost your freedom of speech. You lose, like, this, that, and the other thing. Because you're a student, different rules apply. Same thing happens when you get a job. But I get what you're saying, and I think it's total crap. That you're going to stand up for one right and not the other, because you're being a hypocrite.
All right, and I guess my point...
Can I? The issue with Mendenhall is what he said, and it was about Bin Laden, I think, that people took offense to, and it came off as sounding just like he had never even heard of Bin Laden. He was like, "Well, we don't know for sure that he's a bad dude," And it's like, I'm pretty sure, I think the world is pretty sure that Bin Laden has done some bad stuff. All the way to the point of him taking credit for certain things. So that, I think, was just a major, misstep. But I think it might have just been that, Mendenhall was, ill-informed. But, I also don't want to give him necessarily the benefit of the doubt, because if he actually believes that, then, that's what he believes. Which I think is stupid. And within my freedom of speech, has nothing to do with the military. I just think that that's stupid. It's being like, we don't know that, Mussolini was a bad dude. Yeah, we do. Yes, we do. But sorry.
I understand. One or two things I want to say was he did go, Mendenhall went off the rails a little bit with his comments.
Oh, yeah.
But I think one of them was about the people in the U.S. celebrating his death. And he was like, "Why would you celebrate death?" And I think that's sort of fair. And then because people did that after 9/11, and then in other parts of the world, but also with as far as the free speech and working for a place and not being able to say things, I totally get it. Right? You can't when I started at NBC Sports, there's a huge and especially the NHL huge.
Yeah. You're representing the company.
There was a big side to sign a waiver on social media for the league.
Yeah.
And then, but the thing with the military, so I guess is if you're saying whatever about whatever, if you're saying whatever about abortion, and people are like, you're fired, then fine. But if it's a military thing where it's like, well, they're defending our freedoms, then I think it's kind of, you're talking out of both sides of your mouth, because you say, well, I can, you're saying that you support the military defending our freedoms, and my freedom of speech is I can say whatever I want, right? Do you see the difference, between if it's something that's not related to the armed forces defending our freedom?
Wait, so you're saying?
I think the league and the sponsors are more hypocritical when it's specifically about the military.
Oh, like defacing the military. Like they would let something like talking about abortion slide, or something else that's like...
Well, no, I mean, I guess that I could see anyone getting in trouble for saying anything like about abortion or race or religion or something, right? Or like gay rights and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, but then when they want to support their cause. I say the military is fighting for our freedoms.
You're saying the layman talking about the
Right.
military. Okay,
Right.
yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah, they can talk about that, and there will be no backlash. Because you know why? It's the domain of public opinion. So guess what? This guy tweets out something about pro-military, and then someone in the CEO is like, "Oh, yeah, I don't believe in that. You're fired," and that gets wind. They're taking a hit. Whereas like other issues are so like divisive, it's like, and they shouldn't really be. In my own like, can I just say like America isn't supposed to be about freedom? It's like, if you want to be gay and get married, do it. As long as you're not hurting anybody, who cares? If you want to get an abortion, do it. Who cares? I feel like so much of it is just like rooted in religion, and that is the issue. Where's the separation of church and state? I don't give a flying F what that 10,000-year-old book says. I know it's not 10,000 years old, but it's upsetting.
Yep.
That we got to work off of that. Also, can I say something about the military?
Absolutely.
So, this was in college, and I hadn't met this dude before, but like he was just like a grade A douche, like total douche. And I said to my buddy, wasn't gonna say it to him, obviously, because we weren't like gonna be friends and we weren't gonna be seeing him that often. But my buddy's like, "Yo, dude, like he's in the military." And I was like, "Are you saying that because like he has the capability of killing me, or because like I should be respectful?" And he's like, "Well, dude, I mean like he's like served." And I was like, "What does that have to do with anything? Does that give him the right to be a douche? No, not at all. That's like saying, oh, I can't dislike my governor because they have all that responsibility. It's something stupid like that. No, that is what America's about. It doesn't matter what you did. You chose to do that. That's fine. I appreciate your service, obviously, but that doesn't mean you get a pass on anything.
Right.
You may get a pass on like certain, PTSD, certain things like that. Yes, of course, but not being a douche.
Right. Just because you're in the military does not absolve you of regular human behavior.
Yeah, and it also doesn't mean that you're like above other people. And that was his thing. Like, well, I have, I've served.
I met,
and I was like, guess what? If there was a draft, I'd serve too. So.
But those guys they do that to each other. I mean, one of my buddies got married a couple years ago, and his friends were military guys. So two his boys from home had served, and I think they were, Rangers, so they were fighting. And then
hardcore.
Some of the other guys,
Ex-corps.
there was another guy there who didn't know them, who was also in the military. So it was almost like if you were there and you didn't fight, then you didn't count.
You were one of the ladies.
Them. Right. To us, it's like, oh, you were in Iraq. Oh my God. But some people go to Iraq to fix the engines on the trucks.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
That's it. And I'm not saying I'm not belittling that.
You need the engineers.
But people need to do that, right? There's all kinds of different, it's like a little city out there. So there's all kinds of different stuff going on.
It's like The Sims.
So yes.
Military edition.
Right. Military version. So these other guys, they were almost like, hey, if you weren't fighting, then it was like, pfft. But to me, the whole thing, as I put my tinfoil hat on, it's
very
just,
welcome here.
To me, I mean, it just seems like there's just kind of a never-ending war, and
well, it's a source of
it's
money
an economic. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
But it's sad because I don't feel that these folks should have to go over there, and I just feel it's a necessary thing for this country. That's like I'm almost a little bit ashamed to be like, oh yeah, from the U.S. we want to go around and destroy everybody and everything for stupid things that like the superpower elite want. And even in Okinawa, there was more trouble there with somebody got killed in a drunk driving accident. Like an army person killed a civilian, and they've had tons of trouble there.
Yeah.
With murder and rape and all this stuff. And now it's like, so I don't even
that
get
kind
it.
of stuff.
Yeah. Like, why do they even?
Yeah.
I mean, who are our freedoms being protected in Okinawa? I mean, is that part of that? Would I not be able to say what I want if we didn't have a base there? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. We have bases in places that I don't think that the home countries really want us there.
I'm sure there are very
And I
few
think that happens
want us there.
a lot. We do protect the seas. A lot of trade routes and things like that, but in terms of just like locking up on land everywhere and like just I'm so sick of the Middle East and like I wonder if this is like how people in like during like World War I and World War II felt, where they're like, I'm so sick of Europe, and then like during the Cold War, like I'm so sick of Russia, I'm so sick of hearing about it, I'm so sick of like, you know, all this stuff, and now our like generation has essentially been, it's us and the Middle East. Like I was born just after the Cold War ended, essentially, or you know the USSR fell. So it's just been all the action.
I think that
Which country do you want to talk about today? Yemen? Oh no, let's go back to Israel Palestine. Oh no, look who's causing stuff again. Iran, Iraq. Oh okay, yeah. Let's just keep invading. That should work. It's definitely worked the first 100 times. Let's keep doing it. We've been doing this since 1920 something, 1930 something, that we have been like over there, and you know, I'm sick of it.
I would agree, but
And there's a lot of atrocities over there. And by the way, I don't like that we're friends with Saudi Arabia.
we have bases there. That's a huge problem.
We have like good relations with Saudi Arabia. And by the way, I saw a thing of like who has lended Hillary Clinton money, and I'm going to come across as like a total like conservative right now, which I'm not.
Yes,
I'm.
Let the hate flow through you.
No, I am. I lean totally liberal. But like Carlton is walking out right now. Dude, I'm 24. What do you expect?
You'll come around.
Once the paychecks come, it might change.
You'll come around. It always happens.
But
hey man, I was the same way.
I'm independent, but like with social things,
I don't care
I'm
about
way
the
more
social stuff
liberal.
at all. Like who cares? That's my stance on it.
Yeah.
which I think you agree with.
Yeah,
Who cares about?
but
it?
like I would go as far to argue for certain rights, like gay rights, abortion, like things like that.
Well, that's what I
would
mean. Like, I
totally
don't
be
care
like-
what people do.
Oh yeah,
You know,
Yeah, that
not
needs
that I
to be
don't
like-
care about it. I just mean like whatever. If people want to get married or if people want to like have their abortions,
if they're not hurting somebody, do not care, and that's where they're comes with. Yeah, but they're not. I mean, can we be real? When are they gonna put a lock on our penis to be like, oh, life is starting there. You better lock it up. And you know why that's not happening? Because the guys are running it. If something came in and they were like, oh nope, we're gonna literally track how often you masturbate, and you know what? That's where life starts. So you're done. That law would change so fast. Anywho, moving all the way back.
These do.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia has given Hillary Clinton like a ton of money, and this is like amid the reports that they funded 9/11, and I'm talking like millions and millions of dollars, and like I just think that they're super shady, and like the people at the top, obviously not everybody in the country, but like I don't like the way their country is run anyhow, because they treat women like, you know, dogs essentially, and they like murder people, chop off hands, like their punishment absolutely not in line with what the U.S. believes. So like, why are we even friends with them? I get that you have to be like diplomatic worldwide, but like, why don't we set an example and be like, screw you? And I know it's because of oil, but that's my next thing. Screw oil. I'm so sick of oil. I don't care. Let's just go green. I got my Dunkin' cup today, which by the way, I put my Dunkin' cup on. It's reusable. It's like bright blue. It wasn't my first choice, believe me. So I put it on the table. And
See
like, can
that
I get
came from space.
exactly? Can I get a large iced dark roast? Boom. You know. Okay. Of course, it's the lady's first day on the job. She's like, okay. And then like the lady's going through the menu with her. Okay, yeah, and go refill. Okay, yep, reusable cup. Yep. Mm-hmm. And then she just walks away and she leaves the cup at the counter. And I'm just like walking. I'm like looking at her. I'm just like, the cup is right here. What are you filling up? So I like follow her like along the counter. And she starts filling up in the cup. I'm just like, oh, can I get it in the reusable cup? And she was like, what? And I was like, you literally typed it into the computer. Just put it in the reusable cup. And then she asked her manager about it. I was like, we were all there together. Just use it. It was just
We
like,
all shared that moment.
yeah. I felt like I was taking crazy pills.
You know what, dude? I've had to work really hard the last year or two to let those types of things just kind of
I was very
be
calm
gone
about it, but
once it's not when you destroy somebody who's trying to, in the service industry for either something that they don't know or they've done. I mean, it's just kind of, I mean, yeah, that's not. But going back to oil, I'll say that the greatest energy source in the world is limitless.
The sun. Our yellow sun. If Superman, are you saying you're better than Superman?
I'm just saying. I mean, it's there every day. We don't.
Every damn day, even when it's not there. Through the clouds, it still works. Wind, we got it.
Oh, solar power is expensive. I mean,
guess what else is? Oil.
People
aren't realizing that you have to pay for oil after you use it. That's I feel like is what the difference is. They're not registering that, like, when you use oil, gasoline, there's a byproduct afterwards that you have to take care of and pay for.
The global warming.
Oh, I'm not even talking about global warming. No, I'm talking about, like, literal whatever. Dude, are you a climate denier? Can I ask you that? Because you say that you lean conservative. I have to say that there's been a few conservatives in my time who I've met who are, like, total climate change deniers.
No, so they're
like, this happens every 2 years. Like, yeah, I've read those reports. You idiot.
Since we're gonna get into,
let's wait. For
you want to know?
Do you want to wait for this?
We still have a couple minutes before we go to break.
No, you don't.
Oh, we're going right now. Oh, our producer says we're going right now.
Okay,
we're going to break. So my political views will be coming up after the break. So you should all sit down and get some popcorn.
Grab a nice
phone,
little
and
hot cup of cocoa. We're going to talk about global warming.
Get ready to make some angry phone calls.
Yeah, we're going to make you feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
Off the Rails.
Welcome back to Off the Rails. So we left off on a warm note, a globally warm note that I think Carlton would like to delve into a little bit. Yeah?
Yes. Well, sure.
Sure.
And then we'll just segue into my political beliefs.
Listen, it's a free country, man.
Yes, freedom of speech. Dude, our military fights for our freedoms.
Yes. Perfect.
You can't, okay.
Seriously, I do appreciate it, though.
What?
But I don't feel like I should have to say that.
But I also don't feel like my freedoms are in danger. If anyone is gonna, endanger my freedoms, it's gonna be our own government.
That's what I'm saying.
I fully believe that. I'm not worried about Bin Laden.
Between the, like, police force and, like, government, like, FBI,
right.
What's going on?
Definitely.
How heavily are we being watched?
Pretty heavily. Right. I mean, even the Facebook app on your phone was listening to you.
Dude, you can... Okay, so for just quick thing, when you are, like, sending out whatever, Facebook shares things, it has the option to promote. And when you do that, it's like, oh, $5 can reach however many people. And when you click that, because I was just clicking for interest just because of, what I'm doing, it already had all of my credit card information. It had all of my credit card information. It had my address and everything in it. And, like, it can get my address. No,
where did
my
it get
address
that from?
I think it was in one of the, I don't know, things that you sign, where it's like, oh, here are the updates to Facebook. Click agree to, like, the user agreement.
But it had to pull your credit card from somewhere.
It did pull it from somewhere, but
right,
it didn't
from another app.
It pulled it either from another app or from somewhere in my computer that has, like, cookies, something like that. It took it from, because I never put it there. I don't even have my real address on Facebook, but it has all of that.
Dude, I still mail my checks for my bills.
Old school.
I deleted all my Facebook and all that stuff, and I had to bring it back for school.
They still got it. They have the information. And if you did the same thing.
Yeah, and even with, I have Gmail, which, unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about that because they provide the best mail service.
Yeah.
But whatever. I think we went off on Zuckerberg before, but let's table that. Let's do something very non-off-the-rail like and table that. So, in regards to global warming and my political beliefs, you know what I think is really, really great? Science. And if you look at the scientific reports, the Earth is getting warmer every year.
Focus on science, rise above.
So, global warming exists in a sense of The Earth is getting warmer to unprecedented levels. You cannot deny that.
And
also,
very quick interjection to those who are the climate change deniers. Yes, we understand that we are in a warming period and that the Earth works in cycles and it is a warming cycle, but it's historically different than the last ones. Continue, please.
and with the ice melting, that's so the polar bears. You know why the polar bears keep dying?
Because they ain't got no ice.
Because they drown.
They're drowning.
They're swimming. They're trying to swim from one ice. to the
Oh,
other.
yeah, that actually is really sad. And the
And they
distance
drown.
is really far.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why they die. That's why they're going extinct. It's not because there's no food. It's because, well, I mean, they
The
can't
food
get
is
the
also,
ice.
yeah.
So I've
Their little polar bear legs can't do it.
those poor little guys.
Think of the animals.
So I think that that's a thing, and I try to do what I can in my life with conserving energy and recycling and all that crap, because I think that the environment is, or when I get super fired up when I read things about all the species in the ocean being gone and by 2050, and then they're cutting all the trees down in the rainforest. It's
Like-
just all just brutal ignorance.
Over half of the northern part of the Barrier Reef is dead.
I think
the
that
Great Barrier Reef in Australia.
I think
Dead.
that if that stuff, all those types of things kind of really come to fruition, like they, say, whether that's real or whether it's a fear tactic, is this another debate. But that will affect the I guess the ecological climate of the
It
world
will-
greatly.
It will affect.
If we just keep growing corn, corn is the solution to
Yeah.
the world.
Well, that's what it's gonna
Kill
be.
everything and grow corn. It's like Soylent Green, Charlton Heston.
It's like,
No?
well, I was
Yeah.
gonna say it's like Interstellar, where the Earth is so dry and arid, it's just dirt, and really all you have is like corn and.
Did you like that movie? I thought it was pretty cool.
I
Some people were like,
enjoyed
"Eh."
it. Well, I went with two people, and one of them straight up didn't understand it. Like, he understood a lot of parts, but they were like key moments where he was like, "What the hell is happening? What just happened?" And like, you can't answer that mid movie, so I was like, "Whatever, dude. We'll talk about it after." But like, I thought it was like a pretty cool movie, and I thought it was, for my scientific knowledge, which isn't very high in terms of astrophysics, things like that. I thought it was pretty accurate.
I mean, I just liked it as a story, and I thought the way they did the
That was
movie was
cool,
was
man.
cool.
That
And
was
I mean, it's
cool.
great. It's the guy that did Memento, right? And yeah, Memento and the movie with Leo DiCaprio, right?
Looking it up now.
With the Dream movie. What's the
Yeah,
Dream movie? Inception.
Inception. No, Nolan.
Yeah.
Nolan.
Didn't he do Memento?
Did he do Memento?
I'm almost sure. Almost certain.
Okay. Hold on.
Somebody Google that. Somebody use the Big Brother and Google that. Christopher Nolan.
How great are people named Christopher?
But anyway, I thought that movie was good. I thought it was long, but I enjoyed it.
No, I totally enjoyed it. And I don't care if a movie's long. Unless it's bad, obviously. But I thought that movie, it moved along pretty well. I like going on other planets.
I like long movies. Not too long. I like a good 2.5, 3 hour movie because when a movie's really good, you don't want it to end.
Yeah. You know a movie I saw recently that ended too soon? I thought, Everybody Wants Some. It's the same guy who made Dazed and Confused, and it's basically Dazed and Confused in college.
Oh, is this
And that
in the
movie-
80s or
Yeah, it's in I think
was that
70s,
funny?
80s. It is. It has funny parts, but it's just a good movie.
Well, that guy's done a lot.
Yeah,
Later.
The acting is fantastic. Filming, just the scene, he captures the era so well, just like he did in Dazed and Confused.
Dazed and Confused is classic.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, if you liked it, go watch.
Really?
Everybody Wants Some. I'm not one to because I know other people's movie preferences. I'll watch a lot of stuff, but I know when other people are gonna be I don't want to watch that, so I won't recommend it to them. But I'm telling you right now, and I would recommend this to everybody. Everybody Wants Some. Great movie. Unless there are people who like bad movies, though. So.
Did you see Boyhood, that movie he made where with Ethan Hawke and the kid, he shot it over 12 years? So it's the story. So the characters literally age.
I know what you're talking about. I haven't seen it.
He made that. It's pretty good.
Ethan Hawke, eh?
Ethan Hawke's in it.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
But
He's done it a lot.
that guy Linklater, he made that also. He's from Texas, so he sets all of his stuff there. Was Everyone Wants Some set in Texas?
Oh,
That's why Dazed and Confused was in Texas.
It's some like random university that I don't know when they're playing baseball, but I can totally believe that it's in Texas. It was good. That's all I gotta say.
All right, I'll put it on. We'll put it on the list.
Oh, have you seen Hot Tub Time Machine?
No.
That is your homework.
Why did you come? Where did that come from?
That's the movie I wanted you to watch, Hot Tub Time Machine. It is one of my favorite movies, and that's not a joke. That is not a joke. Get the Red Band version. There can be no editing.
I hate edited movies on TV or anything. I would never watch a movie for the first time on TV ever.
No, can't.
So
it's fantastic.
Moving on. Are we moving on?
Yeah. Do you want
to talk more about science?
I love science.
You know what else I can't stand?
What? Tell me.
When people think that like evolution didn't happen.
Yo, you mean like half of America? I don't understand it. And have you heard Steve Harvey's argument? Like if we evolved from monkeys, why are monkeys still around? And it like blows my mind, the stupidity. Like, dude.
My problem is when they try to infiltrate the schools and they don't want to teach evolution, and then they want to teach, what is it called, creationism, right?
Yeah.
Where it's just like one day God is
we're 2,000 years old.
Here's
to Earth.
Because that is tied to conservative side of the equation as well,
and religion.
And I think it's total nonsense.
Oh, it's garbage.
I took one of those quizzes once. Did you ever take one of those to see where you land on the political spectrum?
No, I would love to
do that one day. I mean, I know where I landed, but I think that'd be fun for you.
I think I'm more conservative than some of my friends, but like again, like on social issues, I think we land in a pretty similar spot. And like, I'm gonna say something here. I don't think that socialism is like that bad of a thing. Honest to God. I think people live in socialist. I just think it's like too hard to implement here. But like, I don't think that we would live a bad life if, it's just too big, too diverse, too many people, and it's not what America was made for.
I think
so. If you want socialism, you got to go somewhere else.
I don't think that socialism is the answer. But
I'm not saying it's the answer. I'm just saying it's an answer, not for America, but like in general, I don't think it's a bad thing as long as you don't have a dictator. Or some tyrant.
I think that when you have those types of things are hard when you have stuff.
We got stuff.
You know what I mean? When you have more stuff.
Because you have to share.
Yeah. Or you have to pay higher taxes. Like everyone's like, tax the rich. It's like, well, dude, if you got all the money, why should you pay more money? If I had more money than everybody, why should I pay more? So everyone should pay on their scale of.
That's the thing. It's basically like you have people who are like, I'm not giving any money away, and then you have people who like have the money and they're like, yeah, of course, like it will better society as a whole.
I'd rather
have, like a safer whatever.
I'd rather donate my money than pay a higher tax rate just because I have it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So that's something that I would be more like philanthropy,
right?
But not the way that like Rockefeller and Carnegie, or as my professor said, Carnegie. It was pronounced Carnegie. I was like, dude, shut your mouth. We're in America. We say Carnegie. That's it. They were like, I don't want to say slave drivers, but they were like horrible to their workers. And then when they died, boom, all the money. There you go. Public libraries, all this stuff, and they sent it when they were done. So like, that's one of those issues where I'm kind of like, they were pretty bad while they were alive, but then, we ended up with like a lot of stuff because of them. Whereas you have somebody like Bill Gates who's actively, but like I also wonder, like, is he just putting on a facade? Is he just giving enough to be like, yeah, hey, look, I'm a good guy, but he's just in it with the rest of them?
I think I saw some conspiracy theory on him with him trying to get everybody vaccinated. It's like something crazy.
You want to talk about something I'm hot about? Anti-vaxxers, dude. Ugh.
That's why all those diseases are coming back.
Yeah.
People.
Morons. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, though. No kid should be getting sick because you are willing to let your child die. It's not where autism is coming from. Chill out.
I found a political quiz that maybe you could take later. Maybe we're on another show.
Maybe we'll take it on the break.
Or maybe we'll take it after. Or maybe you'll take it on the break and coming back
Coming back, we'll find out just where I lie in the political spectrum.
But before, we still have a couple.
Yeah, we got minutes. That was an early tease.
We still have
Sorry, sometimes I'm premature.
Sometimes you get too excited.
Yeah, I get too excited and it just.
So let's
out.
at least kind of brush past some sports here. With UFC, Ariel Helwani, who is a CUSE graduate.
Hell of a name.
It is a hell of a name.
So come on, bring us in.
He's an MMA reporter.
Yep.
Right now he works for, I think, MMA Junkies, a website, which is a subsidiary of Vox Media. He's been I don't know the specific name of it, but the MMA reporter of the year every year.
Official MMA dude of the year.
Yeah, every year when they have a little award thing and they have the reporter of the year, he gets the award. So he's got a lot of contacts, a lot of information. He loves the sport. He's passionate about it. He has his own podcast, and earlier this year, he was let go by Fox. And it was kind of surprising because why would you just all of a sudden dump your highest, maybe
numero uno,
maybe the most knowledgeable guy who's not a fighter, right?
Yeah.
And that'd be like Adam Schefter, right? The ESPN dumping Schefter.
Yeah.
And
so his phone too much.
So and the rumors were that he kind of was, scooping the UFC basically on their own stories and getting the information out and tweeting it and whatnot. And then it came to a head here at UFC 199 on Saturday in Vegas. And he and a couple of his colleagues were forcibly removed from the arena because earlier he tweeted that he had heard Brock Lesnar was coming back to the UFC 200, and it was a big story, and he had tweeted that out. And when that happened, he was summoned to see Dana White. And this is I'm paraphrasing Helwani's own words because he told the story on his podcast yesterday. And he said that he was summoned and he said he didn't want to go because the main event hadn't happened yet. And he wanted to watch the last fight, which ended up being a big upset. And they brought him into the back room, and he said that Dana White told him that Lorenzo, for his, I think it's for TD or for Tada, whatever.
Yeah, for Tada.
Whatever. He's got a, I think his last name is Frittata. Is that an egg? Is that like an egg
Frittata
plate you can get?
Yeah, it's
Is it right?
It's a food dish for sure.
It's a dish. Anyway, so Dana White told him that he was done, and they pulled his credentials.
Yeah,
and they kicked them all out. I mean, how do you feel about that?
For
reporting, for
doing their job, but doing it earlier. You know who would do something like that? Goodell.
Right. Well, a lot of people compared, the comparison was Schefter. That's why I brought it up. Imagine if they, if Schefter was, he's an NFL guy, right? Imagine if they said that you can't come anymore because you have these scoops.
If he had announced that the Rams got the pick to go to L.A. before the NFL announced it, and then Goodell was all butthurt about it, yeah, I can totally see that going down, actually.
Really? Well,
I mean, not because Schefter's so big, that's where the disconnect is, because, I don't follow UFC that closely. I just, occasionally watching 30-second clips of guys getting the crap beaten out of them, or ladies, But
dude, one of the ladies got pounded. I watched
phrasing.
I watched one of the
phrasing, please. We're on the air, dude.
Carlton, you must choose your words wisely.
Choose wisely.
So collect yourself. So what happened to this MMA fighter that just happens to, UFC
that happened to get hit very hard?
Well, I hadn't. It's not like I had changed the subject.
Oh, of course not. We have some immature listeners, though.
She got beat up terribly by another woman.
Okay. That makes it okay.
And, I mean, it happened.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought.
The train went off the
The
rails.
train went off the rails.
So
So anyway, in full disclosure, so then Helwani comes back on and he said, by the way, UFC paid me when I worked for Fox.
Ooh.
So the plot got a little thicker with that,
Thicker.
a little bit. And he said that they paid me via Fox for he said it was the pre and post fight shows that they had. But it wasn't everything that they did, but it was some of the things that he was on.
Can I say that's not surprising that he's getting paid by some place? And
By the-
Fox probably knew, and they were just like,
Well, of course they knew because,
they were like, yeah, we don't care.
but they had to be in
Cahoots?
right? Because
I
they
love that
were
word.
putting him on on the show.
Yeah.
So then he says that they paid me and blah blah blah, and he must have. I think they fired him for just scooping them on something else. I think it was McGregor or something.
McGregor and Nate Diaz, round 2,
Right. So then,
the rematch.
so actually, I listened to this podcast yesterday. I felt bad for the guy. I mean, he's a young guy. He's maybe 30, and
He's living a good life.
yeah, he's living his dream, and they're trying to take it away from him,
And he gets blacklisted.
yeah, imagine that.
Banned from the
Trying to
sport
do-
as
you-
a whole.
You make it to do what you've always wanted to do, right? And
The
then,
right way, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, and he even related a conversation he had with Dana White about Dana telling him that, hey man, if you get a scoop, because he didn't report something because he was gun shy about it, and then it ended up being right. So then he talked to White about it, and
Yeah.
and Dana was like, dude, if you get a scoop, then do it. I mean, you have to be a journalist or whatever. So then he felt like he was given the green light. So he was
Yeah.
particularly hurt about them then telling him that he couldn't come anymore. He couldn't come anymore.
Dana White.
Good luck with Bellator.
Dana White is such a turd for a guy who's supposed to be this, mega tough guy. Hangs around with the fighters.
Well, he was a boxer, I
Fought
think.
himself exactly. Like, could you have like a bitchier manager or like whatever president? I don't think so. He's overly sensitive.
Well,
He's soft.
they're thin-skinned for sure if they're that, if they're that upset about this guy breaking stories. And I'm sure there's more than meets the eye with all of this. There always is. But to me, and people were comparing it yesterday about this got a lot of play with the regular news media. I mean, this sports talk. They said that they're losing the UFC loses a little credibility when they don't allow people in who are not reporting the message that they want reported.
Oh, I wonder why.
I mean, he's the who your boy Michael K. Said it sounds like he's like, this is no different than the WWE. And I was like,
Hey, Michael K with a good point. Still sucks, but good point.
And then, but the thing that makes me laugh is they have this big thing about Brock Lesnar coming back, and he's fighting Mark Hunt, who is not even really a relevant heavyweight.
Yeah.
And Helwani was saying that they were gonna drop him. So it's not like he's
Lesnar or
Hunt,
Hunt,
the other
okay,
guy.
Yeah. Well, like Lesnar needs to come back with something like that because he hasn't fought in like how long?
Right.
He's like way above his fighting weight because he's in like the WWE.
Well, it doesn't matter. Once you're heavyweight, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Well, no, but I think ideally for him, I don't think he would be able to fight as well.
Oh, with that as
Yeah,
as
because
weight?
he is. I don't know if anybody has seen him, but he is
Is he big?
thick. Not like fat, like there's some fat there, but like he is just bigger than when he fought, and I think that would actually affect how he fought.
Probably it'd slow him down. I mean,
Yeah.
when McGregor went up 2 weight classes to fight Diaz,
That wasn't a good move. He looked huge.
but I don't know. And then there was another part of Helwani said that he had been roughed up by UFC security when he asked if Chuck Liddell was going to fight John Jones.
Yo, I can just picture like all these like beefcakes as security guards who like want to be in the UFC and they're just like waiting.
They're washouts.
They're waiting for some like stupid, whatever, not stupid like, intellectually, but like somebody to ask a stupid question so they can just like wail on them,
Right. But anyway, that was, and then I saw this morning that the UFC had acquiesced and given him his credential back. But
That's how many times they do that, though. All the time. We take and then, we give it right back. And it looks terrible.
it does look terrible. It doesn't look good. If they can't, I mean, people should be able to report whatever they're going to report. And if Helwani's getting all this info, it's got to be coming from someone on the inside.
Yeah.
So that means you got to loose lips, sink ships.
Dude, for sure.
But coming up after the break, we might actually talk about some other sports.
A little more mainstream.
I think we're gonna maybe talk about some hockey.
We got some
basketball.
curling and English cricket, I think, coming up. Just the mainstream stuff.
That sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll catch you after the break.
Welcome back to Off the Rails with Chris and Carlton and Colleen. EP, executive producer. And Tim, our
remote producing.
remote operations. Timmy L. So, yeah. We want to stay on the scope of sports right now, and basically what we got are two major playoff series. We're not going to get into baseball because, whatever. We got two major playoff series right now. We got one at 3-1, and we got another one that's about to be at 3-1. We're talking Penguins Sharks, and we're talking Warriors Cavs. Now, I really hope that the Cavs can pull a miracle and win both the games at home. Because, hot take here, I'm actually rooting for LeBron. I do not want the Warriors to win. I don't want the Warriors to win because I don't want to get sick of them. And B, I'm already sick of watching Draymond just be obnoxious on the court. Like, how often can you just be that obnoxious? How do you just keep that up on a daily basis? And Curry, he is fantastic to watch, but there's just this little cocky attitude about it. But it's not full cockiness. It's somewhere in between, and that's what bothers me. And then Klay Thompson's a robot. What's going on with Klay? Did he have a lobotomy? I mean, he's like an effing robot out there. But either way, Warriors have been crushing them. LeBron played like poop. I think he's trying to do too much, but at the same time not doing enough. And I know that sounds contradicting, but if you watch the games, you know what I mean.
I just can't believe that they're just getting handled so handily.
Oh yeah, dude.
But and then to your point about rooting for LeBron, and we discussed this before.
Oh yeah.
I was incredibly conflicted with who I'm pulling for. Normally, when it's not one of my teams, I'll just sit down and watch a game or two and be like, okay, this is going to be who or the first game and see this is who I'm pulling for.
Yeah.
And I found myself rooting for LeBron, which was troubling, since I have not been a LeBron supporter historically.
No.
Ever really.
It was one of those moments when I was watching the Spurs, and I was like, you know what? I'm rooting for the Spurs. I like them. And that's a real old man move because they play old man basketball. And it's not that fun to watch. It's just they're going to win, and okay. And, it's not that entertaining. It's not like watching the Thunder, which, by the way, I was rooting for the Thunder overall. And I thought that they were going to take it. But.
And that's another team I really can't root for, though.
You're not into them?
Not really.
What about them?
I don't know. Maybe Westbrook. You know why I kind of felt myself rooting for them? Because of Donovan.
Oh, Billy?
Yeah.
Billy Goat Donovan? Yeah.
I forgot he was the coach, and I saw him oh, yeah. I'm rooting for that guy.
He ditched Orlando, and he's like, I'm going to OKC.
He's an old Big East guy.
Yeah.
Went to Providence.
And then coached at Florida, where he won 2 championships. I mean, he knows how to win.
Absolutely.
At least in college, and then going to the NBA. A lot of people fail, so we'll see what happens. But he did a fantastic job coaching the Thunder. They responded really well to everything, and I think he has done the best job coaching against the Warriors.
I mean, that was, the OKC. Do you think that they kind of folded there a little bit? Do you think that was the Warriors asserting themselves, or do you think that OKC kind of cheap suit a little bit?
All year long, OKC has had trouble closing games. At the end of a couple games, Durant wasn't hitting shots, but the main person with like turnovers and things was Westbrook. He was forcing it a lot, but at the same time, it's just taking away from the Thunder, and it shouldn't be, because that series might be over if Klay Thompson doesn't drop like however many points he dropped when he hit like 5 threes in like 5 straight possessions or whatever it was, and they were deep and they were tough shots, and that single-handedly he dragged them back into the game, and they won that game, and it was all because of Klay Thompson. And that was it. I mean, if that doesn't happen, and they were bad shots, but if that doesn't happen, I think the Thunder take the series. And that's the problem. I mean, you have game 1 of the finals against the Cavs, and what did, Curry and Thompson combine for? Like 20 points or something?
Right.
Something, menial. And Sean effing Livingston is your leading scorer, and you had like 10 people in double digits. How do you beat that?
Did you ever see the video of him when his leg disassembled?
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
Pretty raw.
He's still really quick. He
Good
recovered
for
from
him,
that
though.
well.
Yeah, good. I when I saw that he was out there scoring, I was rooting for him individually to have a good.
I like
good
Iguodala
game.
too.
I do. What do you think about the whole nut assassin situation? Do you think and Dellavedova
So
doing that too? I mean, he kind of.
this was game 1, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe game 2. Dellavedova is coming from behind and he swipes for the ball, and Iguodala is like pulling it in / turning, and incidental contact gets Iguodala in the penal area, penal violation, and Iguodala turns and he like grips the ball and he like fakes like he's gonna like punch him or something, like some real fake tough guy move. And, they get broken up, but I'm just like, man, you got some balls, pun intended, to be coming at Dellavedova, who is known to be a physical player. But just in general, you got some balls to be getting mad at anybody on any other team for coming after anybody on your team's nuts. Because
they said the precedent.
Yeah. Dude, Draymond Green is on your team.
He's,
like
I had the two very obvious.
I think he sterilized Steven Adams. Straight up.
Dude, one of them was just a straight up.
How was he not suspended for that? And honestly, I think that may be one of the reasons why the Warriors went up 3-1, that he wasn't suspended, actually. But, I mean, come on. When they were like, oh no, it was in the natural shooting motion. Like, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills when the announcers are saying stuff like that. And they're like, oh, yeah, no, definitely. Like, because and then the leg went up. I was like, one of his legs went up. The other one stood completely still. It wasn't a natural movement.
Right, it was as natural as Elaine from Seinfeld when she's doing her dance there and she sticks a leg out. Yeah. That's pretty much what it looked like.
Oh,
it was that natural.
And you know what? The really incredible part of that is that every time that Steven Adams has been hit, there's always like they have the freeze frame of when it's happening, and his face is like stone. There's no pain, there's no whatever, and like he's hurt, but like I'm gonna go on record as saying this. I think he is the toughest guy in the NBA.
He might be.
It's because he's from like the bush of New Zealand. He's a bushman.
Phrasing. So, when I was watching the game, one of the things that got me was after Dellavedova, after he made that foul, committed that foul, they had
Delly going after the cold meats.
They had to stop the game for 10 minutes to review it. What else is on? That's for me, losing me. You're losing me.
And then I leave, and then I miss however much of the game because I'm just, I'm watching something else because I don't give a flying.
The leagues they need to kind of make sure everything's tied up because, I feel personally there's so many other options out there for just your attention. Never mind sport.
Yeah.
There's so many other things I could be doing.
Literally, I could turn on an SVU and like totally forget for like
Forget that the game's
8
even
minutes
on.
that the game is even on. And I'm just like, oh, and then it's like it's over.
Right.
And I'm just like, oops. Well, at least I saw Stabler beat the crap out of a guy.
He does like to do that.
I know, I love it.
I haven't watched that show in a while.
Oh,
I use I do things in binges,
yeah, waves.
basically like everything in my life. So I would catch that and then I remember when that first made the reruns on USA or whatever, I just
My
watched
life
years of
ended. I was in a dark place. I was just like, oh my god. You're looking at everybody sideways when you're watching SVU.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why are you looking at that kid? Are you trying to kidnap him? Are you going to put them in a ring? Bad stuff.
So anyway, my rant was going to be that they need to, the leagues, especially, and then even with the baseball and the replays, and I think that needs to be reviewed, pun intended.
And while we're talking about review, the one sport that has the ability to review and hasn't is soccer. And in Copa America, it has had a huge impact because Ecuador played Brazil day 1 or day 2, and they scored against Brazil, but it was called off because the ball was out of bounds. Now, they have goal line technology, but apparently that technology doesn't expand to anywhere outside to any other line. Now, there are clear pictures showing that the ball was not out of bounds, so that goal was good. And scoring, they would have won 1-0 against Brazil, Ecuador.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been massive. That would have been a massive victory. And Brazil really didn't even deserve to win. I mean, Ecuador played just as hard, and they played well, but they didn't get that. So that's somewhere where I feel like the review should be in. Because, like, how many goals are there a game? Review that.
Right.
That's not going to take that much time. And you have stoppage time, so who cares? You know?
I would agree. A goal in a soccer game is a reviewable thing because you might only get one.
It's just like hockey. I think the review in that is totally.
But
generally pretty
I
quick.
feel like the hockey, I feel like they kind of get that done pretty quickly.
That's what I'm saying. I think it can be done really quick.
The guy goes over there and they show the video, and I think he's on, with New York or Canada, Toronto. I don't know where their hub is, and they have him on the line, and they're like, it's good, it's not, and then they move on.
Yeah.
It's with the NBA, because the NBA is reviewing
They pick
fouls.
the TV up, they put the TV down, they
But,
convene,
it's like,
they
is
get
it
the
a
TV up
grade
again.
2 foul or grade 3 foul? I mean,
Is it
I don't
flagrant?
care.
Is it a common foul? Was it above the head?
The NBA, with every year that goes on, I watch less and less of the NBA. And even if I could watch the Celtics regularly throughout the season, I probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't care.
I'd probably
Unless they got
watch-
really good.
You know what's crazy? I watch actually a lot of basketball, but I might watch more Met games than I do Knick games. And I try and watch, a lot of Knick games, but I don't know how that's possible because as a whole, basketball is a more entertaining sport. But, like, when they stop, and, like, baseball is a slow sport, but there are still less reviews. And when they have those reviews, I change the channel. I'm out. Peace. But, like, the reviews in basketball, the fouls, the stoppages, it is such a turn-off. I'm out. Later. See ya. Deuce. Deuce, deuce.
And forget about even going to a football game anymore.
I don't even want to go to a football game.
No way.
It sucks.
Once you go, you realize how much time you just end up sitting there.
Yeah.
Because they're doing whatever, commercials or reviews or
And for someone who doesn't
timeouts.
drink, it really sucks.
Yeah, it does. You have to really become aware of what's going on in your
Yeah.
life.
And it's like, where's the line? Like, I can't tell what's going on. Oh, wait, the play started? I couldn't even hear. Like, it's awful. Anywho, to stay with soccer,
Oh, wait.
wait. To go back to hockey,
Wait, so Hillary, okay?
Hillary Clinton. Yo, whose brother-in-law was arrested in Southern California with a Dewey. He got a DUI.
Gentlemen, I'm gonna need you to focus.
We're focused. This is off the rails.
Laser focus on going off the rails. Well done.
I was being semi-facetious with Hillary. That's
Yeah, no, I
we'll
know.
have to,
But
I'll have to wait till
But then
another week.
that just came into mind. that he was arrested.
All right. So what were we gonna say about the football?
Actually, no, I was gonna go to hockey, which is what I meant.
But that's why I wanted to stop you, because I wanted to talk about soccer for another minute.
Oh, you got stuff to say about soccer?
No, I mean, what is this tournament?
Copa America. So
Yeah.
it's the equivalent, essentially, of the Euro.
Okay.
So
Is it North America and South America?
it's the America. It's the
But
Western Hemisphere.
What's
so it's
what's
all
the CONCACAF or whatever that is?
oh god, you can look it up. It's such a horrible acronym, but it's the
Did I pronounce that right? I mean, is that how you say it? It
Yeah.
really is, right?
CONCACAF.
That's brutal.
CONCACAF.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I know. Sounds like I don't even know. Whatever. Either way, that's another tournament along with the Gold Cup, and they're all kind of tournaments within the Americas or, North America or, whatever. You can look up the specific thing.
Are you telling me the FGI? You know what that means? Yeah, that's the first word.
Yeah. Google it.
Yeah. So Chris just basically politely told me the FGI.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great,
FGI.
Carlton. Thanks. FGI, great, thanks.
Here, you know what? I'll do it for
It's
you.
fine. You know what? I just didn't know, because what I was gonna make a point about. I don't know if it was this tournament, but whoever this was, and maybe it was some friendlies, they were trying to sell this to the networks, and they were like, no. And they had to take a huge, whatever they took it to Fox and ESPN. It was some sort of soccer thing, not the World Cup, but something else.
Yeah.
And they took it to the networks to sell them the rights, and they were like, no, we're not paying for this.
That's
because
stupid.
Well,
Why?
I
think
they
it's on an upswing, so you want to have that content for future use, so people will be like, oh, well, they had it last time.
I'll have to look up what specifically tournament was, but I don't. But however,
Well,
I think that I think that they can't they can't. The networks have to reel in the rights on these leagues.
Yeah.
'Cause that's why everything is going off. That's why we're trying to get into sports, right? But they're firing all these people because all the money is going for these rights. So they have to dial it back.
yeah. Or they need to share, which isn't going to happen, because that's socialism.
That's pretty good tying that back.
I do, whatever.
So the oil.
It's all about the oil. So, okay, so CONCACAF is, just for clarification,
Did you FGI?
everyone but South America. But what it stands for is the Confederation of North, Central America, and Caribbean Association Football, better known as CONCACAF.
So it's just not South America.
Yeah, we were pretty much like, hey, screw you, South America. You guys are too good
That's
at soccer.
dumb.
You're too good at soccer, so we're going to have a tournament without you.
And then wait, Copa is
Copa
North
is
and South America.
Western Hemisphere. It's the equivalent of the Euro.
Why? So why don't? Whatever.
What?
I was gonna just ask a really dumb question.
Say it.
Why don't they just get rid of the other one?
Oh, well, yeah.
Because so many people would lose money. A bunch of
Well, that, and you're losing training internationally, So you want that. You want the international squads to be practicing semi-regularly. And it's just another, award. Trophy. Not that we'll win, but maybe.
So it's like each coach has like a Yahoo profile, right? Where they have all the different trophies that they won, like your fantasy. Oh, I won this one and that one. It's not just like winning. We won the Super Bowl X times. It's like, no, I won this one, and then I won that one, and then I won this one.
Essentially.
Soccer is unique that way.
Yes, it's very unique, some would say.
You were going to hockey. You were lacing up your skates.
No, wait,
we're not there yet?
Yo, come on, I still got my shooting boots on for football. A little footy. News in the transfer market. Ibra's going to Man U, right?
Okay.
There are...
What about Vardy?
Words. I'm getting to Vardy. There are words going around that Liverpool was going after Vardy, couldn't get him because the clause was that you had to be in Champions League, and they are not. So they couldn't get him. So the bird is the word, that they're getting Gonzalo Higuain, who is a fantastic striker. So that means Benteke is going to be out probably for Liverpool. But that's a very good move. And this may or may not involve getting Goetz at some point too, in which case those are two fantastic people to get. And then they still needed help on the defensive side. And now you got Arsenal. Forever, I don't know what's going on with them. They're going after Vardy so hard, and I don't know why. I don't think he's a good fit for the team. He's 30 years old. He hasn't proved himself on any other large stage. He's been a one-hit wonder, essentially. And you're willing to take a big chance by paying over potentially 25 million pounds, maybe more, to buy Vardy, who also is like a big-time racist. And you're at a big club. You're not at, Leicester City anymore. You're at a big club. And, while there may be some racist folks around, I don't think that's globally going to go over that well in somewhere like England.
That's actually a huge problem over there in Europe.
Yeah.
The soccer racism,
dude,
is insane.
It's
like throwing
brutal.
bananas at the players,
Italy,
and all kinds
Spain,
of stuff. It's insane.
France, it's horrible. And like we get so much flack for being racist. The US, that is.
Right.
And it's like, you guys have no room to talk. Like, are you serious right now?
When I see some of that stuff, I can't believe that it goes on. But
oh my god,
the
can you imagine that happening in America?
Yeah. The soccer hooliganism over there is off the charts.
It's the chavs, dude. The chavs and the slags. They're all just a bunch of racists. That's me totally generalizing, and I'm sure that they're not all, but
they're not all racist.
I just want
it's
to.
just
I just want to
one
say
bad
chavs and
apple
slags.
ruins the bunch. But still, the fact that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Remember the fight on the subway or on the underground, whatever you call it over there, with their Chelsea fans, right? And they fought. They wouldn't let a black guy on the subway or something. Like
how accepting. That's
was
a
it
disgrace.
right?
So.
I mean, I think
you're right. But they're
right?
led by their, Mr. King, John Terry, who is racist and he hates America and.
Oh, really? I don't know. Has he said stuff?
He's a piece, dude. He said, speaking of, I know that we were going to avoid 9/11, but he said some things about 9/11. He's also done some other stuff. John Terry's not a good dude.
Our poor producer Colleen, before we started this, she's like, whatever you do, don't talk about 9/11. We were like, got it.
It found its way in. That's what happens.
I'm going to move this along because we could stop here, but we won't.
We won't. But John Terry sucks. Case in point. And Aaron, if you're listening,
in summary,
Aaron, if you're listening, because I know you're a Chelsea fan, you know it. I know it. We all know it. He sucks.
Going back to actual legitimate soccer stuff, I would be pumped if Liverpool got Goetz.
Yeah, Goetz.
Because that would breathe some life. He's a young dude, right? He's like 24 or something.
He's so young. I think he might be. Yeah, he's probably 24.
Is he at Bayern?
Yeah, they don't want him.
Why not? Because they have too many people.
He didn't pan out the way his performance dropped.
He just scored the World Cup winning goal. I mean,
oh, no big deal.
He took that off the air, first touch out of the air and scored a goal.
I thought he
right?
took it off of his chest and then volleyed it in.
But even if he did, it never hit the ground.
Nasty goal. But yeah, that was a super sub moment. But the key point is that the owners at Bayern were like, we're not going to use him. Straight up. He was fantastic at Dortmund, and he got a little injured, and then he just couldn't fit into Pep's squad, or he didn't fit into their play type. So he's been pretty much wasting his time there. If he goes to Liverpool, that would be awesome. They don't need another attacking mid, but they could potentially play him as a center forward type deal, like a striker almost. But they need more help as holding mid, defense, things like that. But you're not gonna not take Götze. They should definitely get him if he's there.
I think it would just breathe some life into the team.
And Klopp and him not played together, but he coached him. There's a relationship there.
Oh, really?
From Dortmund.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't have I'm still building my soccer history. It's only a couple of years I have. But I think I might be overinflating his worth just because I think that goal is tremendous. I remember watching that on replay over and over when he scored that goal, and in the German language announcing, and they were just going crazy.
Of course, and they don't go crazy for much. It's not like watching soccer in Spain or Mexico or Spanish speaking, because those guys know how to sell a goal. for like 4 minutes.
I think I saw. Where did I see somewhere they had the Spanish language NASCAR guys,
Oh wow.
and they
make everything better. I saw.
Yeah, it was. I think on the last lap, it was coming down to the. It was a close race where it was
Yeah.
kind of neck and neck, and they were literally just screaming.
It's awesome. I love it because they did that too. They started showing like ESPN Deportes,
Right.
and it was like, it was, I don't know if it was, I think it was Brazil, but they were doing an NFL game, and it was like a Carolina game, and the guy who called the touchdown and like from like evading like a defensive end all the way to the touchdown pass was magic. It was so entertaining, and like it puts Joe Buck to shame. And I already don't like Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, but like loosen up, guys. Hey, act like you've been there before, or act like you're still breathing, like you have a heart rate still. There's something still alive. The blood is flowing. They're so dry, so boring.
Joe Buck, he historically, I know everyone gets fired up about him. He doesn't bother me as much, but he kind of, when they were doing the U.S. Open last year, he kind of was wearing me out when he was talking about Dustin Johnson and calling him a gunslinger. He kept doing it every day, and the guy choked. And I feel bad for him, but
Dustin Johnson.
Yeah, do you remember
was
that
bad.
when he choked on the
bad,
last
dude.
couple holes?
Yeah.
He three-putt 18, right?
Yeah.
17 or 18.
The playoff, wasn't it? Or no, it was gonna. Okay,
No.
so he was gonna win.
He was going to win.
Then he missed. Then it was gonna go to a playoff.
And then he missed again, yeah.
And then ultimate fail.
But anyway, enough about old DJ.
Yeah, enough about
Where are we going next? After the break, is it going to be miscellaneous?
Yeah.
The black floor is going to be our miscellaneous block.
Yeah, buddy. I can't wait. And I hope the listeners can't wait either.
All right, WHRT.
WHRT Off the Rails with Chris Carlton and Colleen in the EP.
We'll be back.
BRB. Welcome back to Off the Rails. So we're going to get back on to some of the rails. With an ongoing thing that we've had since week 1, week 2, who knows? We've had it though. And it's movies. Movies that we have seen. Movies that one of us has seen and the other has not.
Right.
So we started with what? Bloodsport. Have I watched it yet? No. Am I going to? Yes. Carlton, I've given him a few options, but apparently this new option is better than John Wick, which was my first option for him to watch.
Which I still want to watch. I have not forgotten, but I've forgotten.
And the
luckily,
reason-
Colleen wrote it down.
The reason that I wanted you to watch John Wick is because of the action value of it. So like watching John Wick and watching Bloodsport is like a good thing to go off of together.
Right.
So just think about that.
Maybe.
But-
okay.
Can I finish? My God, so rude sometimes. All right. So we reached out to our lovely Twitter followers, none of whom gave us bad options, except for Todd. Todd, you gave us a horrible option.
Todd.
Shame, Todd. Todd gave us Super Baby Geniuses 2. Not even Super Baby Geniuses, the first one. He gave us 2 because he said it was a better movie. Now, I don't want to say this is a troll attempt because I haven't seen Super Baby Geniuses 1 or 2. But you know what? I'm calling it. No, we're not doing it.
I not only have I not seen these movies, but I've also never heard of these movies.
Yeah. I feel like it's a movie he made himself. Some like YouTube 40-minute movie. Just awful. So, Super Baby Genius gets the presidential veto from us, and it will not be passed. Then we got Taylor, who has a show before us, Fat Tuesdays, with Taylor, Frank, Aaron. He said, watch The Prestige. Now, I have seen The Prestige, but Carlton has not. Colleen has not. That movie is amazing. That movie is fantastic. Do not read anything about it before you watch it. Do not. I do not want
Is
you
this
to-
Christian Bale or Edward Norton?
Christian Bale.
Okay.
Christian Bale, Hugh Jackman. I forget who plays Tesla. Oh, David Bowie plays Tesla.
Wow, that sounds interesting.
Yeah. So, I believe it's David Bowie who plays Tesla. Anyway, that movie is amazing. Watch it. Watch it, watch it, watch it. I still think that you should watch John Wick because I'm going to be watching Bloodsport, which are 2 other movies on our list. John Wick, Keanu. Love Keanu. Big Keanu guy here.
Me too.
Yeah, love him. Also kind of big Van Damme guy, I guess, which is why we're going into, you know.
Depending on your reaction to Bloodsport, you might have to watch another Van Damme movie.
I mean, if I got it, I
Just
got
to get
it.
a full
The full Van Damme
full
experience.
reference point,
Yeah, okay. So we got those, and then for the lighter note, I thought of, one of my all-time favorite bad movies, Hot Tub Time Machine.
So it's bad? It's a good bad?
It's good, though. Dude, it's good. And I'll have you know, I thought it was so good that I saw the second one in theaters.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you feel about that?
Not as good as the first, but it was entertaining enough. It was, it's my birthday. I thought, what, I'm going to treat myself. Why not go see a movie? So, Hot Tub Time Machine. It's got John Cusack as the main character. And
He's the main character?
yeah. And basically, well, it's like 4 guys,
Okay.
including, oh God, I can't remember his name. Craig, he's in The Office. He works in the basement, like the shipping, department.
The black dude?
Yeah.
Okay. I know who you're talking
Craig-
about. I don't
Is
remember
it
his
Craig?
name.
Yeah, Craig Robinson. Thank you. He's in it, and I can't remember the other 2 guys' names, but you're gonna recognize the other guy because he's very famous. Anywho, it is a hot tub time machine, and they end up in the 80s, and it is amazing. And I know you were alive for that, so it's gonna bring back some glorious, glorious memories.
I look forward to it.
It's got like skiing, snowboarding.
Is James
it's got hot
Franco?
chicks. It's got
James Franco in it?
No, James Franco's not in it.
Why did I think he was in it?
I don't know.
He's in that other movie, This Is the End or whatever.
Yeah, this isn't like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Did you derail? I'm gonna derail us. Did
Cool.
you see Pineapple Express?
Yeah, I own it actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I
How did?
loved it. I thought it was really funny. Rewatch value some, but that was the first, I feel like, action comedy movie that I thought really encompassed both. And I thought it was good. And it was before I really thought that James Franco was a total weirdo. And it might be my favorite James Franco role.
I would agree. I thought he kind of stole the show in that.
Yeah. But Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen, I can't. I can't do
you don't
it.
like him?
Mm-mm. Can't do it. It's hard. I've tried.
Dude,
I can't do it.
I know we're here on talk radio, but one of my favorite parts of that movie is when they go to sleep listening to talk radio in the car, and in the morning, James Franco is or his character is it was the talk radio, man. Talk radio killed the car. Because, they left it on overnight and the battery died. Because Seth Rogen loves listening.
I've only seen it the one time.
I'm a Seth Rogen guy myself.
Really?
I enjoy him in a lot of movies. I don't think he's always great, but I thought he was good in, and you may not like this, but Neighbors.
I didn't see that. I would. No.
And the actress's name, who I cannot remember, she's the stuck-up one in Bridesmaids.
I didn't see that either.
She has a Australian, I think, accent. She's in a lot of stuff. She's in X-Men, which is weird. I think she kind of has a thing for Professor X.
Oh, she's
in the newer
Jubilee,
ones.
right?
No. She works with the FBI or the CIA or something. She's not a mutant. Anywho, so she is the wife in that, and they are a perfect young couple with a kid. They play it off so well, and I would actually recommend watching Neighbors. I don't know how much you'll enjoy it though, but there were some for sure funny parts. But I'm not putting that. That's not on the list.
Not on the list.
And then one that we haven't seen, Internal Affairs. We're going to wait to watch Internal Affairs because we're going to take this one movie at a time. We're going to go slow.
We don't have a lot of time. We're busy guys.
Yeah, I know it seems like we don't do anything.
And work.
School, work,
Radio.
hitting the clubs at night and just,
No, I'm definitely not doing that.
Yeah, me either. I'm hitting the hay.
I'm hitting the hay.
Yeah.
I need to hit more hay, honestly.
Yeah.
Pretty tired.
Yeah.
Tired guy.
Sleepy eyes.
Dude, I'm getting there now.
Because you haven't eaten?
Yeah.
Yeah. We all need to eat.
So, The Prestige, that's my homework assignment.
Yeah, don't call it a homework assignment.
Well, okay.
That, like, ruins it.
I'm excited for you to watch Bloodsport. I
I'm
hope you're
excited
not.
myself.
I hope you're not.
You're watching The Prestige, though? I really want you to watch John
What?
Wick. Damn it.
Oh, I'll watch John Wick.
Can you watch John Wick first?
I'll watch whatever kind of is easier to watch on my...
John Wick is
platforms.
easier to watch, and it's visually stunning. You're going to have to follow more closely for The Prestige.
Okay, so I should be like focused.
Yeah. You should be focused in...
Guys, I just tweeted about this. Don't go changing your things.
Uh-oh.
Well,
You
correction. We went off the rails.
All right, we can't keep using that as an excuse. I mean,
It's...
that is the answer to everything on this show.
I'm
So
going with John Wick.
So are we
Is what I
saying-
think should happen.
I mean, are we saying that Carlton needs to watch 2 movies, or he's watching 1?
He should watch one.
Because I'm gonna watch both. I'm gonna watch both of whatever you guys pick, so I can back you up. In between me watching Harry Potter, because every weekend is Harry Potter weekend for me. So.
Harry Potter weekend on whatever that channel is now.
Freeform.
Yeah. Ew.
Yeah, no, it's ABC. No, actually, it's Fox
Vomit.
Family.
Fox Family, ABC Family, who cares?
They just changed it to Freeform so they could put more.
Freeform jazz, dancing.
No, so they could put more inappropriate stuff on Pretty Little Liars and what have you. So
Pretty Little Liars, PLL.
they can't have the word family in there anymore. Just saying.
There are families in that show.
All right, so what exactly are you guys watching?
I'll try to watch both. What did you tweet about? Prestige?
You can always delete a tweet.
Dude,
And
I've
John
been
Wick,
doing that for...
John
our
Wick has
class.
a Twitter account. Dude, I've had to delete tweets at work where I've like messed up.
Oh, but that's so much work. I gotta click that thing.
No, let's keep it as is, and I'll just try to watch both.
You really should watch John Wick.
All right. Well,
But John Wick, you should tag John Wick on Twitter because they have a Twitter account. Like the movie itself has a Twitter account. Shout them out. Be like, we're about to watch your movie and we're gonna review it next week. They're semi-active.
They will
because there's a
have
se-
to. I'll have to watch it.
Unreal.
Yeah. Dude, Keanu don't play.
Alright, so what... Let's clarify here. What is happening? What are you watching?
Watch John Wick first.
So you each have one movie to watch. I think you've seen John Wick, Chris?
Yeah. Like 7 times.
Alright, so you each have one movie to watch. You're both gonna watch John Wick. So you're gonna see it for the first time. You're gonna rewatch it.
No. I don't need to rewatch it. Like I could probably
Oh.
recite the movie. I'm watching Bloodsport. But the tones will match better.
Just rewatch John Wick. God.
Why would I rewatch John Wick? We're both supposed to review a movie we haven't seen,
Because
right?
I told you.
I know, but I thought that we had to watch our own movie.
Producer.
Well, I gotta watch Bloodsport. That's been the plan. Because we're not watching together. That's the difference.
I almost don't mind if we just do...
You want to do one movie?
Like, if we just do the same movie?
But then I would rather watch it together.
That's cute.
It would be cute.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I gotta sneeze.
Don't do it into the mic.
Ooh. Cover your ears, guys.
What's our sports schedule this weekend? Is anything going to be on Sunday night? The basketball, probably, right?
Well, Game of
Going to
Thrones.
be over by then? Oh, I don't care about that.
I do. So if you were trying to watch as a...
Not as a group, just so if I had time, you know?
You got no time between... Like, what about tonight?
We're not going to...
After work? Or after school?
No, I mean, I'm not going to start a movie at 9:30.
That's like prime time for me to start a movie.
No, I gotta go to bed. I'm so tired. I was up at 1 last night. Maybe, I could actually maybe watch it on Thursday,
Hey,
because I'm not working Thursday. So maybe I could do that.
there we go.
NHL Game 6, if needed, is on Sunday.
It won't be needed.
Hard.
The NHL game on Sunday will not be needed.
That's terrible.
I know. I'm rooting for the Sharks, but they're just... The Penguins are stacked, dude.
They are. They're a lot better. It's been disappointing.
They have like a team of all-stars.
So do San Jose.
Not as many. They're like half all-stars, and then the Penguins are like full all-stars, and Murray, who's dirty. He's Dirt McGirt.
Well, if I... Wait, what are you tweeting? Alright, so she's tweeting about John Wick, so I have to watch it now. It's set in stone. And I'll still try to watch The Prestige. I'll try to watch one on Thursday and one on like Saturday or Sunday.
Okay.
And not
Sorry. I mean, do we, Carlton? You're essentially the one who has to be watching these movies because Chris has seen these. I will change the tweet. I'll go maximum effort and change it if I have.
I don't think you have to change it. Let's just do I'll watch the extra movie this week, and then maybe going forward we'll have a different strategy for what we're gonna do. Maybe try to watch the same one. How do you feel about that?
See, I like
That we're doing.
different movies because then we
You
talk
can
about
have-
one and then we move to the next one.
That's fine.
And then
I'll
there's
watch-
going to be weeks where we watch the same one because we haven't seen it.
Okay.
Neither one of us has seen it. Because basically what you're doing is you're giving 2 reviews.
Right. All right. So, I'll watch the 2 movies. This
Okay.
must be stimulating for our listeners. I think if they hadn't tuned out, I mean, they definitely just tuned out. I'm saying they, like plural. Like Adam just stopped listening.
We brought them.
He's not listening. He's at work.
He's at work. That's blasphemy. I was wondering where he was. That's I don't know how I feel about that.
I think he's downstairs in the edit room.
No, he's at work, man.
He works.
He's at One World, right?
Oh, he works with me. Yeah, he's at the intern lunch or brunch-in. Ha. Oh well.
All right.
All right, so we got plans for next week.
I have plans. I have a lot of. Hey, that helps our show. Helps our rundown.
Rundown? Because you think we have a rundown?
We have a vague rundown.
For the record, in the rundown, let's see, is it still in here? Yeah, okay, so the rundown I put together, block 1 you already knew. Block 2 I just put UFC. Block 4, legit, right there. Someone quote me. It says free for all.
So we stuck to the rundown, right?
Right. Hey, it's the producer's job to do the rundown. Just
Right?
saying. Right?
I'm not saying we're the easiest people to work with, but we're like pretty easy to work with.
Uh-oh.
I mean, compared to certain people, yeah, you're pretty easy to work with.
Compare.
Yeah,
You guys just go on autopilot. I like this.
that's
I like this. I like sitting in the corner and just letting it roll. It's fine.
how we operate.
I just sit here and tell you how much time. I sit here and tell you how much time is left, and you guys don't listen anyway, so it's really fine.
We try. Well, we
You know,
try.
it's
We
really-
cut it short.
It's really an easy being a producer or doing the rundown for Off the Rails is really easy because it's probably not going to matter anyway, right? All you have to do is put something down.
Shows like Whose Line? Everything's made up and the points don't matter.
Yeah, but secretly the points do matter. Right,
So it's
Carlton?
fairly easy to be a producer here. Fun question. What's the easiest job, you think?
Here.
Like, no, like on a show in general. I mean, we've learned
Prompter.
plenty of different positions, right? So.
Prompter.
Mm.
I think either that or Cam 1 or 3.
Camera 1 or 3. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty.
Yeah,
Pretty
especially
basic.
when all they have to do is lock it. Yeah.
I mean, if you can essentially be on your phone
The entire
the
time.
entire time,
Yeah.
am I wrong? Am I right?
You're right.
I'm right.
Yeah, you're right.
What's the most difficult job?
I would say directing.
Graphics producer.
Oh yeah, graphics. Graphics.
Not the actual work. The finding out exactly what you need to do part of being a graphics producer.
But-
kinda.
So take it outside of, the show here, Sports Buzz. That shouldn't be an issue, like knowing what you need. but then still like creating the graphics and then using the Chiron for people who don't know how to use it.
Too many people.
That's
don't know how to
tough.
use it. Well, in the things in the real world, I mean, the way we do it, I shouldn't even complain here, right? Now I'm going off the rails. It's for real right now. Shouldn't even complain because in the real world, they'll put on people put on a live show and then realize halfway through the show, it would be great, this graphic. And then they call up whoever is in
they
charge
gotta
and say,
make
you
up.
got to throw this together right now.
Yeah. That's what Elena was saying. I remember when she came in.
Elena.
Yeah.
Man.
Great guest host for our class sometime.
She was a good time, huh? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah. Not for us, but maybe for somebody.
Somebody.
Who, is definitely not listening to the show, so.
Those of us who can't see, I'm grabbing my shirt collar.
Yeah. Ooh.
Classic Carlton.
Yeah. Classic Elena.
Go.
All right. We should move on before this.
Moving on.
Gets
I think
too-
I honestly think being a director is pretty difficult. I've never done it, but I've seen it done, and I think that's actually pretty.
You should try it.
I think it's pretty hard to do. I don't know.
I
know
would
if
try
wanna
it. I just
try
need a
it.
sheet with the lingo.
Yeah.
I think I could do it. Like, I know I could do it. It's just like a learning curve. And not having other people, like, speak over you so you don't have two directors.
I think that was an issue at one point.
Pull out!
Well, that was a separate issue. The pulling out.
Pulling out, always an option.
Phrasing.
Yes.
How about that? Today we learned about phrasing.
But
Todd, you're getting, Chris, you're getting called out by Todd.
So our good friend Todd, the cream man, is, he's saying that Super Baby Geniuses, to bring it back to the movies, changed his childhood. And he's saying that I should call myself out for not showing up to Sunday brunch, which I'm not really going to take the blame for because my phone updated in the middle of the night.
dude, you didn't show up on Sunday?
No, my phone updated in the middle of the night.
What the heck?
My phone turned off, the alarm did not go off, and I woke up at 11:45. And I was supposed to be there at 11, and I was in my bed, and I texted Adam, and I said, I just woke up. My phone updated. And, yeah. And he said, okay.
Dude, I have one of those alarm clocks that is a light, so it just makes a bright light slowly.
So you feel like
So
you're being
you are?
abducted, like by an alien? Or?
Oh, I think it's supposed to be like the sun coming up.
Oh.
Yeah, there's no probing. It's
Yeah.
just the
Well,
light.
the probing will
Hey,
get you
the
awake.
probing. It might. Yeah, it might do that. But that's
Little-
maybe
little
not. It's
A-probe?
not the wake up that I'm looking for,
Well,
right? If I didn't want to be shocked
Hey,
into consciousness, I would.
some people pay for that, so.
Some people they don't do it for fun. But if I wanted the buzzer, right? I would. If I wanted to be shocked into consciousness, I get the buzzer.
I hate the buzzer. I had a roommate who had that, like the iPhone where it's like, well,
that's what I'm saying
I was
is-
like, hey, dude, I'm going to kill you in your sleep and toss your phone out the window.
So, if I can put on my dad hat, get an alarm clock.
Me? Nah.
Yeah.
It's not my fault that Apple just decides to go rogue.
You don't get an alarm clock.
Eh.
I'm just like,
I'd rather miss obligations.
because of your cell phone.
Yeah.
So
Is
I'm
that
sorry.
wrong?
Anyway. Yeah. Sorry.
Balls.
But anyway, you were talking about Todd.
Yeah.
He was in mid call out.
Yeah, weak one. Todd's, I don't know. His stuff is weak. He's bringing in weak stuff here. So we'll have to have him on the show. So
Yeah,
he
we
can-
should have him on the show as a guest.
Yeah, I think he's busy.
He can't make cream on
He's
our
busy
show, though.
producing cream on Tuesdays, but maybe he can kind of switch it up.
Or he should bring some.
Yeah, he
ice
should
cream
bring the
down
cream here.
Yeah, that would be.
It's always hot in this,
It is hot.
14
in
by
here.
7 room.
What about my arms? Are you measuring my arms?
It's not my fault. You couldn't judge it. You couldn't eyeball it.
I think I guesstimated the room down to like 3 or 4 inches.
Well, 3 or 4 inches makes a pretty big difference. Carlton.
Raising.
Yep. So
anyway, I think the train has gone off the rails.
the train crashed. It's burning.
Yeah, it's crashed. The fire department's been called.
Yeah. They're not responding though. So we're just gonna.
All right, so next week, I'm watching The Prestige and John Wick.
Yes.
And you're watching Bloodsport.
I mean, whatever. Yeah. Whatever you want to do. But definitely John Wick.
Okay.
It's like 1A, 1B.
You have any final thoughts here, gentlemen, before you get kicked off the air?
Final thoughts, Carlton?
My final thought is hopefully some of these championship series become watchable. Because up until right now, not watching. I can't watch the basketball.
They've been
It's
terrible.
boring. And it's over before it starts. And the hockey's actually been exciting. I mean, the Penguins won their first couple games with a couple minutes left, and then the Sharks won in overtime. Last night's game wasn't. It was 2-0 early.
It was the worst in the series by far.
But at least those games are exciting games. I mean, and like the team I'm pulling for might not win. It doesn't mean it's not a watchable thing.
Yeah.
But like, the basketball is just not watchable.
Yeah, they go out way too early, and there's just no hope of recovery. My final thought is I really hope that everyone boycotts the Olympics. I hope that
Where
the
was
Olympics,
this 2 hours ago?
I hope that the Olympics are canceled. Zika virus. I don't want anybody to go. LaMarcus Aldridge just got a, and this is in very heavy quotes, finger injury, so he won't be attending the Olympics. Steph Curry pulled out. The women's national team doesn't want to go. So I'm on board with all of them. Zika virus ain't no joke. Pull out!
I believe that we're gonna tease this next week along with our movie reviews. We will have an extensive Olympics conversation, from the cheating to the corruption to the greed
Brace yourselves.
to the Zika virus.
It's going to be a long day. We're going to get into the science of it, the corruption of it, and yeah.
So, this is Off the Rails.
Going off.
Signing off.
The rails.
Until next week.
Yes, indeedy. We will see you next Tuesday.